Wanipigia sishiki, wanitumia ujumbe sijibu. Sijui ni kwa nini, I wish ningekuwa na majibu. I don't want to disappoint you, so I would rather avoid you. But believe me, I feel you. Na ni kweli ninajaribu, lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, but I'm gonna try and give a chance Brain goes 100 miles an hour. I think of everything that could go sour. My heart really wants this to work out, and I'm terrified of getting a blackout. Lord forgive me, I have been running away from my true feelings, and it's time to stop being afraid and face my true self. Lakini moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, then later I am going to lose you. Moyo wangu huenda du. Every time I think of me and you, I'm afraid that I am going to love you, but I'm gonna try and give a chance try for you. 'Cause I'm gonna try for you. I'm gonna give my love to you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, hello. You look familiar, have I made up with you before? Let's just be serious, kabla uanze tukunipo. Nionyeshe Insta labda nitakukumbuka hivyo. Oh, hey, hello. Sikuamini lakini ni kama nimeona ghost. Miezi mbili ndio maana siwezi pita kino. Na tangu lini ukaanza kuwa na story mob? Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini different kind of weather. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana, din west, bana. Go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah. Lakin, bana, din west, bana.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Jack on the beat.
They say on drugs, I say on me. They say it's sad, I say it's funny. You in some crap, don't you dare call me, cause I know that I can get you out this shit. I know it's weird that I'm quite honest, but if I don't, then who's gonna know? When mama said, don't you play with fire, you should listen and just move out my way. I've got this feeling that someone's on me. I've got this feeling that someone's on me, yeah. Someone's on me. Ooh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Yeah, someone's on me. Oh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Cause I'm a drug, and you're on me. And I'm a drug that I just cannot resist. Someone's on me, ooh, someone's on me. Once you begin, but there's no ending. Oh boy, it's like divine calling. And you don't know if you're up or falling out at the end of the tunnel. Well, not here. The end is near, I feel it coming. This is between you and I only. When mama said, don't you play with fire, you should listen and just move out my way. I've got this feeling that someone's on me. I've got this feeling that someone's on me. Someone's on me. Ooh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Yeah, someone's on me. Oh, someone's on me, someone's on me. Cause I'm a drug, and you're on me. And I'm a drug that you just cannot resist. Someone's on me, someone's on me. Someone's on me. Someone's on me. Yeah. And I'm a drug that you just cannot resist. Someone's on me.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right. Good morning, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Happy new month. First of all, yeah, we made it to September. I do not understand where 2025 has gone. We're officially in the quarter 4 of 2025. I don't know how you're doing with your New Year's resolution. I definitely do know. I don't even know whether we can call them New Year's resolution at this point because, my goodness, we are just 4 months shy away from another New Year's. And so pretty much that's what's happening. It's been a busy year and I do not know where it has gone. But whatever happens, I know that we'll be fine. And welcome to the Power Morning Drive Show with me, Anne Wanyoike. I know for sure I have not even started on my New Year's resolution. One of them was to lose weight. That clearly has not happened. So we try again next year. I also wanted to get into the gym as well. That also did not happen. So I think we try next year, perhaps. I also wanted to get off sugar. That didn't also happen. So I don't know. But anyway, the show must go on. Happy new month. Now, September babies are about to chafua your walls and timelines. Just be warned that there's going to be a birthday every single day. Already, I know 5 people today is their birthday. I do not have a theory yet of why September is usually flooded with so many birthdays, but we'll see how that goes. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are Power Radio across all socials. You can also find me on my Twitter account at the Anne Wanyoike. If you want to get in touch with me, you can also text in and call in live. We are on 0748 379 231. I say that one more time, 0748 379 231. All right, so let's get let's get the ball rolling. We start off with what's happening on the roads of Nairobi. And by the way, people in Rongai, I'm just seeing a video right now that there is some little bit of traffic because of an accident that has happened. So beware of what's happening on that front today. But let's see what's happening across major roads this morning. And of course, we start off with the high and mighty Thika Super Highway. Now the madness, of course, starts at KCA University down. Actually, no, it starts all the way from the Allsop stage down towards town. Same situation also happening along Kiambu Road. We have the situation very bumper to bumper as you make your way from shortly after the Ridgeways Mall into DCI as you get into Muthaiga as well. Same situation also happening along Limuru Road. Traffic starts all the way from Trademark Hotel down towards the Muthaiga intersection, all the way down towards the Aga Khan Walk. I can also see that Lower Kabete Road is looking very busy. Madness as usual starts at Zen Garden all the way down towards Spring Valley Police Station. Peponi Road is also looking very busy today. Red Hill Link Road is also looking quite busy, especially as you go towards the Wanyoike Way, which is also looking very busy, especially as you go from the ABC Place down towards Westlands area. Let's see, James Gishuru Road this morning, nothing much to complain about. You guys are looking A-okay on that front as well. Kikambala Road is looking very busy as you make your way into Kileleshwa as well. Langata Road, Kamadawa, traffic starts all the way from the City Walk. That is, from the City Walk, Nairobi City Walk down towards the Weston Hotel area, just shortly after into the T-Mall roundabout as you go towards Raila Odinga Way. Let me see what's happening on Embakasi this morning, and it's madness from Cabanas all the way from the Naivas Supermarket Utawala all the way towards Cabanas. Absolute madness. Mombasa Road, not much to complain about. There's just a little bit of a snarl up there as you go from the Capital Center into the Nairobi West Hospital. And that, let me see what's happening on Jogoo Road. Yes, obvious. Kuna traffic there, build up as you go towards the City Stadium all the way towards the Mudhurwa Market. Right. In case I have not mentioned where you are and you might want to let us know, please do so. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Let me take a quick breather. When we come back, we look at what has been making the news headlines on our today's daily newspaper review, and then we will get into our topic today. We are going to be discussing all things devolution. 12 years in, are we progressing or are we majorly going through a pitfall? You have to stick around to find out. For now, let me take a quick breather. I'll see you in a bit.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Ngati kwanu sandifuna, baby we can go Uganda. We gon' leave Malawi, tizaenda fire Zambia. We can use my motoka, tizaisandusha nyumba. Cause I love you so much, oh. I want to be with you so bad, oh. Can you come with me if we run, oh? We can settle somewhere else. We can start a new life. We can be alright. Nothing can pull us down. No one can take this from you. No one, baby, no one can take this away. Nakupenda sana, nakupenda mimi, nakupenda baby. I know this might be hard for you. Trust me, believe we gon' make it through. That your kaku daddy, we ain't giving up. Sinning gaku see, I'll fight for this freedom. Cause I love you so much, oh. I want to be with you so bad, oh. Can you come with me if we run, oh? We can settle somewhere else. We can start a new life. We can be alright. Nothing can pull us down. No one can take this from you. No one, baby, no one can take this away. Nakupenda sana, nakupenda mimi, nakupenda baby.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Baby, lately Nairobi's very cold. Baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Baby, lately Nairobi's very cold. Baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi. Single you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been so long. Single you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Single you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Single you come me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Ayabasi Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Andavasi uche Nairobi, Nairobi. Panda basi uje Nairobi, Nairobi. Panda basi uje Nairobi. Hey, hey, lately Nairobi's very cold. Hey baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Baby, lately Nairobi's very cold. Baby, I need your touch, I need your hold. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been so long, yeah. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long, yeah. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Single, you call me, you gaze at the stars all alone. It's been too long. Haya basi panda basi uje Nairobi, Nairobi. Panda basi uje Nairobi, Nairobi. Panda basi uje Nairobi, Nairobi. Panda basi uje Nairobi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Baby, do you love my body? Sauti Sol. Mwanabuja. Kuna watu aina nyingi duniani. Kuna watu fani fani. Na kabla sijatamba kwenye fani, sikuishi na amani. Nilikesha na maombi, nikiomba Mungu anipe nafasi. Nikaanza kuimba, mabinti wanisaka, huku na kule wanichangamkia yeye. Ayo, heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata. That you're gonna love me for sure. Unconditional loving, for rich and for poor. Heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata. Pesa inaua, oh, itakumaliza. Pesa ni maua, oh, tena inapendeza. Pesa inaua, oh, itakumaliza. Heri ulie kwenye Range Rover, ama ucheke kwenye boda boda, ukose usingizi runda, masaibu yanakufuata.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Can I call you baby?
Call me baby.
Baby, can I get your number maybe?
Maybe.
Nataka tu juane, nataka tu onane, nataka tu elewane, nataka tu pendane.
I see you wanting me. I see you checking me. I see you wanting me, and baby, I think you're fly. I see you watching me. I see you checking me. I see you wanting me, and baby, I can see it in your eyes. I see the sun shining bright, shining bright. When I see your smile, I feel the sunshine. You are my sunshine.
Yeah, baby, allow me to drive you crazy.
You can drive me
It
crazy.
is meant to be. You can't deny this destiny.
You don't have to say it twice, baby, I'll be right there.
And it's crazy how you make me feel from across the room, lady.
Baby, give me your hand, I'll take you places you ain't never been before.
You don't have to say it twice, baby, I'll be right there.
Truly, I can see it in your eyes. I see the sun shining bright, shining bright.
And when I
see your smile,
And when I see your smile,
I feel the sunshine.
I feel the
You
sunshine.
are my sunshine. When I look in your eyes, I see the sun shining bright, shining bright. When I see your smile, I feel the sunshine. You are my sunshine.
Will you be my sunshine?
I will be your sunshine.
Can you be my sunshine?
Yes, I will be your sunshine.
Will you be my sunshine?
Yes, I will be your sunshine.
Can you be my sunshine?
I'll be your sunshine. I see the sun shining.
I see the sun shining bright.
When I see your smile, I feel the sunshine. You are my sunshine. When I look in your eyes, I see the sun shining bright, shining bright. When I see your smile, I feel the sunshine. You are my sunshine.
Will you be my sunshine? Lady, can I call you baby? Lady, can I get your number, baby?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
If I had your number, I'd be forever texting you. Even cucumber would be the language that we use. There'd be no other, no. Come on now, say, oh, I hope you understand. You're the best that I have. If I had your number, I'd be forever calling you. I hope you answer, girl. We speak the Luo when we through. Nyakoti better than delay. I told it better than delay. And if love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. If love kishua, kisha tuende dinner, nikupigie kagita. And if love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. If love had a face, it would be yours. Aheri jabe, aheri kairetu, aheri jabe, aheri kairetu, aheri jabe, aheri kairetu, aheri jabe, aheri kairetu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Welcome back. That is Kaskazini. If I had your number, it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Let's get into our news today. Look at what is happening on the papers. I mean, it's been quite a busy weekend. We started off the weekend with a possible impeachment of the Eric Mutai. He's the Kericho governor. Survived. That might portend something. But before that, we also have looming impeachment, actually, from the Nairobi MCAs. They launched signature campaign to impeach Governor Sakaja of Nairobi. It's a story that is highlighted on page 2 of the Standard. We will get into that story in just a moment. On the cover page of the Standard is unmoved by outcry with the faces of Murkomen. We have Aden Duale and Davis Chirchir. They have survived scandals that would have ruined lesser men, from the looting of billions under their watch to questionable oil imports, a high death toll from road accidents and serious human rights abuses. But Aden Duale, Davis Chirchir and Kipchumba Murkomen remain untouchable, shielded not by performance but by their unbreakable bond with President William Ruto. In Ruto's inner circle, survival is not about service. It is about loyalty, and scandal is merely the cost of doing business. So this is a story that highlights, the plight that we find ourselves in on page 4 and 5 of the Standard newspaper, and it really goes down to break down just what exactly it means to be affiliated with the top leadership of Kenya. As you've had the paper citing there, there's scandal after scandal. We also have, for example, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has not been Kenya's favorite since he got into power. We've seen a lot of, I would say, misplaced sentiments, not only just misplaced sentiments, but also very careless, I would say, utterances from him and from his docket and from his department as well. One of the ones that Kenyans remember is the, shoot to kill orders and the shoot them in the leg orders and whatnot during the protest and the memorial back in June 2024. And it's not the first time that Murkomen is getting himself in a bad light. He's in bad books with Kenyans. We also have the Health Cabinet Secretary, Aden Duale, also not a very big favorite from Kenyans. It's always on in Twitter wars with Kenyans on Twitter as well, just because of the same issues. And so what the story here is highlighting is that there is this untouchability that you sort of have just because as in Kenya, your affiliation to top power, your affiliation to, for example, in this case, according to the Standard, the three have an affiliation with President William Ruto, and so whether or not they perform, whether or not they deliver on their services, whether or not they they rise up to the occasion and be the leaders that they are. Nothing much can be done against them, right? And so it's this idea of, I think the bigger picture here is, how do we grapple with impunity in Kenya? Because I think it's something that needs to be dealt with, where we cannot continuously see that for example, looting of public finances by certain leaders or by certain ministries continues. We also have the issues to do with unlawful, just not even beyond utterances, just being very unlawful as a leader. And I think it's a statement that we say here is that nobody is above the law, but I think the reality in Kenya is that nobody is above the law until you are affiliated to the powers that be, right? And so it's an age-old question that we have to keep constantly grappling with as Kenyans, that do we just want to see leaders that cannot be touched by the law of the land? How do we ensure that we have accountable leaders, right? Leaders that, like for Singapore to be where it is right now, it took Lee Kuan Lee, I think Lee Kuan or something, I forget his proper name, he's a president, but one of the things that he did that was very systemically effective when he came into power is that they decided to do a complete crackdown on all leaders that were affiliated with any graft or corruption allegations in their country. And they even decided to do a crackdown on the families of these leaders that are found to either be in possession of public monies or public assets and stuff like that. And it would go to as long as jailing them or executing them, if my memory serves me correctly. And now Singapore stands within the biggest economic giants in the Asian world. And, it takes a crazy person, it takes a crazy leader who can stand against all odds to ensure that we do not have an issue of impunity. We do not feel like there's somebody who is above the law, that just because you're a political leader or you are you're a high-ranking member of the society, that you can get away with anything. No, I think the time of that is done. And so, yeah, please grab your copy of the Standard newspaper to get yourself the full lowdown of that story, as is expressed by the Standard newspaper. And then we also have a story here on page 2 of the same paper saying that Nairobi MCAs launch signature campaign to impeach Governor Sakaja. Right, so members of the county assembly from Nairobi yesterday began collecting signatures to impeach Governor Johnson Sakaja. This follows a special meeting on August 26th at which over 90 MCAs resolved to initiate the process. Nairobi South MCA, for example, Wandera Chege, noted that the meeting took place at a private residence in Nairobi and that the impeachment motion is being drafted, and I quote, she says, "We have resolved to send Governor Sakaja home over broken promises. We are in recess, but the next step is to request the speaker to convene a special sitting from next week," she goes on to say. So one of the reasons that Governor Sakaja is being left home is one, as I've said, broken promises. We also have Sakaja. At last week's special meeting with the MCAs, they accused Sakaja of being out of touch with the challenges facing city residents, saying there had been no tangible projects since he took office 3 years ago. Then, furthermore, Deputy Minority Leader Wandera Chege cited additional complaints, including Sakaja's failures to disburse bursaries and funds from the ward development funds. And I quote, "That is why we have stalled projects and residents are demanding answers." Members also feel the governor is completely out of touch with the ground and with MCAs. She added that 3/4 of members who attempt to contact the governor cannot reach him, which reflects a breakdown in communication between the executive and the assembly. He also failed to adopt a broad-based governance approach. Moreover, she noted that despite intergovernmental laws mandating certain responses, Sakaja has failed to offer guidance. Consequently, motions and bills passed by the assembly have not been implemented, right? So those are very serious accusations there. Maybe not accusations or allegations, perhaps I can call them that. And it's not the first rodeo that we are seeing of impeachments, especially for the Nairobi governorship. It's always a hot seat there. From what political analysts have heard them mentioning and saying is that one, Nairobi is definitely the hot cake. It's definitely, because it being the capital county, it being the capital, it means that there is a lot of benefits that come with it, Unfortunately, it's all a money game, right? It means that you are, being a governor of Nairobi means that you are stewarding, the biggest money with the biggest capital, the biggest kind of finances that needs to run such a county as well. And so it would be really unfortunate to want to get into a gubernatorial race towards stewarding Nairobi County as a county, as a governor, just because of the benefits that come with it. And of course, from what I've heard political analysts saying, is that unfortunately some of these impeachments, especially when it comes to Nairobi, they are not because they want the best for the city, or they want the best for the residents of Nairobi. It's usually so that they can get to be in charge of this public money. It's really a good check as well, and it's quite unfortunate that this is again issues of accountability. We go back to the same issues of governance, but particularly with Governor Sakaja, I think one of the things that I would say from the scorecard, if we were to pull out a scorecard and look at what he has been able to do or what is not been able to do in Nairobi, it's quite clear because there has been feelings about him not being, as I've read, very in touch with what is happening within his county. He seems to be also very much involved in the president's PR gimmick. So you see, we have this endless parties at State House and having youths going with borders and having a good time. That's just a PR stunt. But when it comes to, for example, why are we always having to deal with drainage issues in Nairobi, the issues of water? We also have the issues of him miscommunicating or not being in direct communication with the assembly and also his people. We talk about the issues of bursary disbursements as well. So it's a lot of dysfunction there. But I also have to say, perhaps if I was to be asked, but nobody is asking me, maybe Nairobi needs to be divided into minor sub-counties. And then every sub-county should have its own governor so that it stops looking like this is a very... I don't know whether it would work. It's a theory out there. So that, because I think the issue is this centralization of power within Nairobi. Again, I started by saying I think it's one of the most funded county, right? And so all the cartels, they thrive here, right? And of course, for you to be in the top leadership, there is one way or the other that you might be or should be affiliated with this. Now, I'm not saying that he's affiliated with any cartels, but I'm saying that it is... So if we found a way of decentralizing this, this absolute power, absolute funding, absolute whatever it is that is absolute, I think it would be a better way and a better chance for us to be able to manage and to stop people getting into their heads this, oh my God, I'm the governor of Nairobi, it's the capital, all the absolute power belongs to me, I'm the superior one here. yeah, maybe we might have a chance. But I do not know. I'll have to study more about what happens in other countries that have their capitals being, for example, Nairobi being the capital city, but it's also a county on its own. What does that look like? How does the disbursement of finances work? How does the governance-ship of such capitals also work? It would be interesting to study. But please grab your copies of the dailies and check out more stories that have been highlighted right there. And now it's time for me to cross over into our conversation. Today I am joined by Mr. Josiah Wandera. He is from Twaweza, East Africa. And we're going to be looking at the scorecard of devolution in Kenya. It's been 12 years since the first... Well, not the first really, but since we adopted devolution. Of course, this came as a promise of the Kenyan Constitution, which made 15 this August. And so we are going to look at what exactly has devolution helped us with. Has it been progress in areas much as health, education, agriculture, name it? Or have we been in a pitfall with devolution, and what ways can we ensure that we work towards making it work for the Kenyan Wananchi? So let me take a quick break. I will be back as we get into our conversation. Keep it Power Radio.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Nitaita umati na wanahabari, tuchapishe hadi kwenye magazeti, wajue ni nimependa kijana mtanashati, ongozwi na hamaki, ashakubalika huku kwetu kwa wazazi, washajua ni nimependa.
Hakuna ujuzi sitosheki, najipata narudi, ninamwandalia nampakulia, kwake sina budi, bali kumpenda bila budi, nimetosheka. Bali nimependa, mimi nikipenda, nimependa, nampatia mapenzi ya sinema, niko na uhuru ndani ya gereza, tupendane hadi kwa jeneza. Iyo 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 iyo
Kwa ukurasa wa pili ni yeye ananimiliki, siwezi ngoja firimbi nimwonyeshe jinsi ninavyompenda, Januari to Disemba hadi mwisho wa kalenda.
Nionyeshe njia, nijue zako nia, tutaenda hadi Ng'ia. Anachonipa sitosheki, najipata narudi, ninamwandalia nampakulia, kwake sina budi, bali kumpenda bila budi, nimetosheka. Bali nimependa, mimi nikipenda, nimependa, nampatia mapenzi ya sinema, niko na uhuru ndani ya gereza, tupendane hadi kwa jeneza. Iyo 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 iyo
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
little broken, I'm a little flawed. I'm not out in the open, yeah. Being me has been so hard, emotionally tortured, stitching up this broken heart, mentally exhausted, yeah. Don't know how I got this far, and it's getting to me, and I'm trying to make it leave. Fikra zangu zimenikwamia. Would you help me believe that it's not bigger than me? Shida zangu je utazisikia? Even through my darkest days, tell me it'll be okay. Be the one to heal my pain, be the place that I can name. Even through my darkest days, tell me it'll be okay. Be the one to heal my pain, be the place that I can name my safe space. My safe space. My safe space.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, that is Safe Space by Kinoti. It is playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are across all platforms, and you can text in, call in live. The number is 0748379231. Please let us know where you're tuning in from. We would love to hear from you. And also, if you have questions for my guest who is already in studio this morning, please, you can do that as well. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. It is PAWA, that is Power Radio. Subscribe, hit on that notification bell so that whenever we go live, you are definitely going to be the first to be in the know. All right. As we promised you guys, I will be having a conversation shortly about devolution. We are 12 years into devolution since it took center stage of Kenyan governance, and we have to take stock of how devolution is doing so far. And my guest is already in studio. I'm pretty excited to be having this conversation. It's really good to have you join us this morning, Mr. Josiah Wandera from Twaweza, East Africa. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Nice to be here, Anne.
Nice to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And looking forward to having this conversation. I
Absolutely.
think it's one of the spaces where conversations about devolution have been happening.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be here and contribute to that conversation as well.
Cool. So for maybe just for the people who might not know who you are and also what Twaweza East Africa is all about, you could kindly introduce yourself, tell us what you are, who you are, what you do, and just a little bit about Twaweza East Africa.
So I'm Josiah Wandera, and I work with Twaweza East Africa as a program officer with our Learning and Strategy Department. Twaweza East Africa is an East African organization.
Yeah.
Our headquarters are based in Dar es Salaam, and we work in the governance space. And so we sort of have three key mission areas that guide our work.
Yeah.
And one of them is that we want to demonstrate that when citizens are informed and they are engaged, and when their governments are open and responsive, then we can have a better society. And we do a lot of this work through one of our flagship programs called Sauti za Wananchi, where we collect data on citizen experiences with different issues, how they interact with government, how they interact with different service deliveries, and then we amplify these voices through the relevant channels, and even if it means going to government ministries and all that.
Yeah. So Sauti za Mwananchi is mostly you're trying to mainstream voices of
Yes. So there are different areas, and there are different citizens interact with government through different services. So, for example, it could be health, agriculture. It could be even elections, for example, during the election period. And so what we do is that we want to collect these voices. What are they saying? What are their experiences? And then we go back to the relevant authorities. So let's say, for example, we collected the experience of farmers, whether they're yielding enough and whether they're sort of getting enough from the produce. What do they think about climate change, for example? And so we go back to the relevant authorities and other stakeholders, not just in government, and say, okay, whatever interventions you're thinking of, be informed by what citizens are actually saying on the ground.
Wow. I think it's a very important approach, that one, to get it first from the citizens, and then now people can go and implement who are in policy. But to shift gears now quickly, I guess in 2 weeks ago, I think, the 12th edition of the Devolution conference was happening at Homa Bay. And you happened to be in the room.
Yes,
you happened to be there. Yeah. So even as we lay the foundation of devolution and just kind of take stock of where we are with Ugatuzi, kindly take us back to that room. What are some of the conversations, some of the recommendations and deliberations that were going on at the 12th edition of the Devolution conference?
Yeah, I think this is a space that has been there for a while now. It happens biannually right now, and it's been criticized of being an elite space in the past. But at the same time, I think we have to be aware of the fact that it's governors who are organizing. It's the Council of Governors who are organizing this event. So in essence, it's their event. And some of us have to pay to actually be there. So nobody forces us to go there. But this year's conference, the theme was around equity, inclusion, and social justice. And so, for example, when you're talking about inclusion, you're actually talking about citizens. How do we include women? How do we include young people? And it felt as if, the problem with those kind of themes and the actual people who are in attendance is that you end up having people who are speaking to themselves. So you end up having this sort of elite groups of people, businesses, politicians who are speaking to themselves. So and by virtue of having to pay, for example, as a delegate, you're paying 20,000 shillings to be there. For those in the booths are paying 50,000 shillings per booth. And there are those who are paying even more, like $1 million per booth,
depending.
Just by virtue of that being the amount, the entry, now, the barrier to entry is high. And so it questions, is it an inclusive space? Just by the fact that you have to pay those huge amounts of money. But in terms of the actual content and the engagement, I think it was diverse. So I was able to attend some few sessions, two in particular, and one of them was organized by the Kenya Devolution CSO Working Group, and in it we had the governor of Kakamega County in attendance, and we had sort of other county employees in attendance, but mostly it was people from the civil society because they were the organizers. The deliberations that came from that convening and even other spaces in the main dialogues was that it was a call for more resources to go to counties. And those functions that counties are being given, new functions that counties are being given, or the unbundled functions, to be followed by resources, whether it's financial or human resources. And that was sort of the main thing. But it also called for certain questions to be asked. Why are counties and even us, civil society, pushing for counties to have more resources as the main thing? I'm not saying it's wrong, but what are they doing with what they already have? So are they accountable to what they already have? Where's the transparency? Are citizens seeing the impact of the funds or the resources that the counties are already receiving? And so that was sort of the main thing that was missing in those conversations. And even if it was coming up, it was coming out as sort of an afterthought, So there was a lot of calls for counties to receive more funds, for resources to follow functions, but also for the National Treasury to disburse these funds in a timely manner. And these are all okay, but then I don't think right now where we are with devolution, I don't think they're the main issue. Yeah.
Right. You've touched on so many things. We'll just go. We'll touch on them one by one. So here we are, 12 years in. Shouldn't a devolution conference be a place for scorecards where you come and tell us what you've been doing in your counties? It's not the platform for asking for more money. So even as you touch on that, I wonder, 12 years in, do we really need devolution? In what ways has it worked for Kenya? In what ways has it not worked for Kenya?
So I think we have to go back to sort of the basis of devolution, why it came in the first place. So the idea was to bring government closer to its people. And I think in that sense, it's worked. You have conversations with people in the counties and you sort of feel that sense of ownership. My county is doing A, B, C, D. They've been able to access certain opportunities from counties. They've been able to reach certain officials in their counties. So in that case, it has done a tremendous job in even creating that sense of feeling, that feeling of being close, rather than the national government is up here in Nairobi and somebody from Busia. If I want a service, how do I even connect to Nairobi and all that? But in another sense of it, we are sort of lagging behind a lot because we've also devolved corruption. And I don't think that those sort of accountability measures that have been in place at national level were devolved. So we end up in a situation whereby we are giving funds to counties, but we do not have accountable systems in place to hold them and say, okay, whenever you do A, B, C, D, what platforms are there for us to be able to see what certain amounts of money that you've received, where those monies have gone, and whether the inputs of citizens are reflected in how you are spending this money. And so, there is a huge gap there in terms of accountability.
How effective do you feel the balance has been in terms of balancing autonomy between the county governments and also the national governments? Because, yes, of course, they work in tandem, but sometimes it feels like there is indeed a power struggle between the two bodies. And
I think this sort of goes to where counties are getting their money from, right? The National Treasury. So I think of the government as sort of a three-legged stool. So they get money from their own source revenue. So whether it's parking fees, property rates, licensing from businesses working in those counties, and then they get money, which is the huge chunk of it, from the equitable share. And then, of course, there is the third one, which is the conditional grants from donors and all that. So this equitable share is the cause of sort of all the problems in the counties. And it also affects autonomy because counties expect the National Treasury to disburse these funds to them. And when the National Treasury delays in disbursing these funds, it affects the counties in terms of what they've planned to do in their county integrated development plan, which is their 5-year plan, and from which they derive the annual development plan. So it affects the functioning of the counties. And what does that is that now it goes to the citizens. So hospitals, okay, well, do we have medicines in the hospitals? Do you have the personnel to attend to patients? Schools, the ECDs and the vocational training institutions which are under counties, do they have the necessary capacity to actually function? So when that disbursement doesn't happen, or in cases where we've seen it happens but very late, so you're closing the financial year, you have like 3 weeks to end the financial year, that's when you're receiving money from the treasury. What are you supposed to do with it? And so when this happens, that leads to sort of that push and pull between counties and the national government. And so in as much as we are also want to hold counties accountable, I think we also have to sort of ensure that their autonomy stays intact. So, and that, okay, when counties are actually doing their work, then they will be justified to actually push the national government to actually also do their work.
Correct.
But when they're not, then, okay, so how are you going to justify more? What have you done with what you already have?
Yeah. So, there are very many issues with devolution. For example, we've had demographical and geopolitics playing into it, where you hear people, for example, from the northern eastern part of Kenya saying, wakikuja Nairobi wanasemanga tumeenda ile Kenya ingine. So there's a little bit of imbalance there, even in terms of how resources are distributed. We also have issues like political expediency, where we have more political kingpins that are known and that have a mass power or are more influential key political figures. You end up finding that devolution is somehow coddled and catered towards that and feeding into that. We also have issues to do with tribalism and underdevelopment as well. So when you look at all these demographical and geopolitical issues playing into playing into how ugatuzi is done, I think we should be worried.
Yes, there is a huge cause of concern there. And I think some of these issues are not new. I think devolution just exposed a lot of these issues. They were there when we still had the national government, looking up to the national government for everything. And what devolution has done is that now we are able to actually see it because it's closer to home. But in terms of the different geography or demographics of the different counties and what the kind of resources different counties need, I'll give you an example. So there was a study around how do you finance counties, and so there are certain key elements there. So there is an example of a need-based equity. So how do you ensure equity, but by looking at the needs? So this is not about giving every county the same, but it's about giving each county what it needs. And so, for example, Turkana gets water before it gets something like, let's say, Wi-Fi.
Right.
So that is needs-based. And then there is also effort-based. And so, like I said, counties do collect their own revenues, right?
Okay. Yes.
So efforts-based is whereby counties that raise their own revenues should be rewarded, but at the very least, not punished. Okay?
Yeah.
Because fairness also encourages effort and not just sharing of the national cake, but also the effort that you're putting in.
Yeah.
So that is effort-based.
Yeah.
But there is also a question about, there is also an aspect of fairness and social justice, so correcting historical imbalances, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at those three key areas, you'll notice that there might be areas of where there are sort of crossing or sort of so for example,
Yeah.
you say one might need one county, like for example Turkana, might need water, right? But then they're not really putting in the effort, right? So in terms of their own revenue collection, right? And so you cannot say that you will not give them the water because they're not showing effort in terms of how much they collect. And so what that calls for is sort of a balanced framing, right? True what I'll say true equity is a mix of the three. So you're meeting the needs,
Right.
you're rewarding effort, and you're also ensuring fairness. And so devolution must balance that sort of compassion with responsibility.
Right.
Historically speaking, these counties, when it comes to their own source revenues, they do have targets. At the beginning of the year, they do have targets that we want to collect X amount of money. But then when you look at how much they collect versus what they targeted, you will find that counties that are sort of urbanized, Nairobi, Nakuru, they hit about 50-60% of their targets.
Right.
But other counties like Turkana, Busia, those counties hit about 20-30% of their targets. And so that sort of now goes into the question of, okay, how much are these counties even supposed to receive when it comes to the equitable share?
Yeah.
How do you determine what county A receives versus what county B receives?
Right.
And so you have to come to those three things that I've mentioned: the need, the effort, the fairness,
Yeah.
and see how you can have a balanced framing.
Yeah.
But then again, my call is that a lot of these counties, it's not about a lot, if not all. It's not about how much they're supposed to be receiving.
Yeah.
It's not about more. I know there has been a call to increase that equitable share to 35%. It's about how are they using this money and what systems, accountable mechanisms are in place to oversight, and, to see how this money is being spent.
Correct.
And whether how they spend it is a reflection of the needs of the people they serve.
Right.
Yes.
Huh. So, Sakaja is under the hot seat right now. There's a looming impeachment. And one of the reasons that people want, at least the county of MCAs in Nairobi want to oust him out of his gubernatorial seat is that he's not being very accountable with resources. These are some of the challenges that we've seen also with that has come as an outcome of devolution. But moving away from that, let's talk about the functions, some of the devolved functions, right? Sectors like health, we have education, agriculture, security, infrastructure. From your assessment, which of these functions are doing incredible and which ones are not doing so well? And would devolution, because devolution was on paper supposed to offer a remedy to some of the way these functions are delivered in terms of service delivery, but then we are living in a dispensation where, for example, SHA health is in crumbles and it's crumbling and it's in shambles and it's not working for the common 190. So talk to us a little bit about some of these sectors in as far as devolution is concerned.
So I think there have been improvement in certain sectors, but even in sectors where there have been improvement, we still have a lot of challenges. And one of those is health. So when you look at county budgets, for example, you will find that about 20 to 30% of their budgets go to health, regardless of the county. So this is a crucial area. You will see that the number of facilities in counties health facilities grew from about 9,000 to about 12,000 that was, for example, the period between 2018 and 2019. So there was an increased number of health facilities. That is a plus.
Yeah.
Examples included, for example, the Nakuru, the Narok County Referral Hospital was expanded. In a county like Elgeyo Marakwet, they were building a new baby and mother hospital there, which was, by the way, a product of one of their conditional grants.
Yeah.
And so there are improvements. I think health sector is the area that you can say there are improvements in terms of the number of facilities in the counties, but even also the quality of those facilities. So the level for hospitals and all that.
Right.
But the challenge still quality.
Yeah.
Quality lags. So medicine stockouts,
Yeah.
unpaid health workers, those are still common due to poor planning and also cash flow delays. Like I said, national government releasing money very late. Yeah. So if I was to mention one area that I think has improved, but still also has that challenge, is the health sector. There was an example, and this is also an area where I think counties need to learn from each other, peer learning.
Yeah.
In Elgeyo Marakwet, for example, there was one case where two neighboring wards, where one ward has an hospital, and the other one doesn't. But then the two wards are sort of neighbors, and what the county decided to do was that, okay, instead of building hospital or clinics in each of the wards, let's have one clinic from one ward serving the two wards. But what we do, will improve the road infrastructure that connects the two areas, so that people from the ward that doesn't have a clinic are able to access the other one that has a clinic. And so with limited resources, it calls for, greater collaborations, or, trying to sort of kill two birds with one stone. Yeah. So I think that was a perfect example of what you can try to do with limited budget, with limited resources. So I think that was a good example. But also moving away from health.
Yeah.
We do have agriculture.
Right.
I think many counties, you'll see they've provided tractors, greenhouses, vaccination of livestock, to
and poisonous fertilizers.
Yes,
that costed somebody his seat.
And yes, and those are challenges. So input subsidies, extension services remain uneven across those counties, and even the quality of some of those things that they're using. We've seen a lot of examples of even the fertilizers being sort of substandard, right? And so those are some of the challenges. But I think health being the standout, and certain areas like agriculture, education, I think it's early childhood development, the ECD side, and vocational training that fall under counties. But even those, you'll find that maybe there is underfunding of the teachers, the curricula is not properly,
designed.
Yeah. The facilities where those lessons are supposed to happen are not there, and so you find that this sort of structural or financial human resources challenges still exist even in areas that are doing moderately well.
Yeah. So, I mean, we still have issues of access to basic services. I mean, some of the areas, there's a disconnect there, and I'm not quite sure what the disconnect is. I mean, of course, corruption is a big impediment. So could you talk to us a little bit about how corruption plays an impediment to access of services in as much as devolution is concerned?
Actually, in the morning when I was coming here, there was a conversation from a radio, and I don't know, I think they were picking it from today's newspapers about corruptions in the counties, and they were giving examples of employees in government who are receiving two salaries, and that is not allowed. Two salaries from the government. So and these were mainly teachers. So one is receiving their salary as a teacher, and they're also receiving a salary as a county government
Official.
official.
Yeah.
And it was happening in Trans Nzoia, in Wajir, in Wandera, in Kwale. And so that tells you the level of corruption that that happens in the counties. And it's not even very high level. For example, it's what we already know is that, for example, they were saying about 6.5 billion in total were being paid to ghost workers, for example. So look at it and try and transfer that amount of money into what it can do to citizens, whether it's in the health sector, education, agriculture, water and sanitation. Think about what that amount of money can do.
Yeah.
And so what corruption essentially does is that it widens the gap. It widens the gap between those who are already suffering and the elite.
Yeah.
Right? But also, it's sort of, there are some instances, there is like widespread corruption to the extent that even in smaller offices, so things that don't make it to the news, there is rampant corruption there, and it's also sort of become a norm that, okay, and I will give you this amount of money or I'll make this approval pass if you give me a share. And in those areas, in wards, in counties, sometimes it comes out as little amounts of money. It comes out at 10,000 shillings being sort of divided among people, but there's a process of corruption. And so the fundamental thing there is that we as a society, we are sort of entrenching, we are sort of amplifying or sort of making it spread even further.
Yeah.
But what makes the news are the huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you translate the amount of money that is lost to the services that would have been received if that money was put in good use, then you actually see the impact of it.
Right.
And it doesn't matter whether it's 10 shillings, whether it's 1,000, whether it's 20 million. If somebody is corrupt with 100 bob, trust you me, they will be corrupt with a million.
But God, please help me. Anijaribu nione kama ninaweza kuwa.
And so I think what I've been grappling with is that how do we sort of build sort of a 360 approach in tackling some of these issues? So
yes, how do we do that?
Socially speaking, or as a human being, as a creature of habit, in our schools when we are growing up, what are we being taught in our homes, in our families? How are these issues being manifested?
Yeah.
And then away from how people are being raised and being brought up in the communities, how do we put in systems and structures in place that even the worst amongst us, even those who sort of end up not being impacted by this upbringing, the social upbringing in a good way, and they end up turning bad, how do we put systems in place that can box them? That can still make them not be outright corrupt because they're afraid of the consequences of their actions.
Right.
And so I think that's something that we need to think about.
Grapple with.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Do you watch Jordan Peterson?
Yes, I've heard about him. I've seen a lot of his TikToks.
Yeah, he has extensive work about that. Just what makes human beings do what we do. Yeah. So it's very interesting and fascinating to grapple with. But even as we stay on that, what are some of the perceptions? I'm sure in your work at Twaweza, because you are in the communities, garnering up their voices and trying to understand what people think. What are some of the perceptions of the Kenyan citizenry towards ugatuzi? Where are they?
Okay, so there is an issue about citizen participation and democracy.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the Constitution put in place was that public participation is a constitutional right, right? That before county governments and even national governments come up with plans or projects or policies, they have to involve the citizens, right? And so from our work at Josiah, we've done extensively a qualitative study, for example, in 5 counties. We went to Nandi, Makueni, Elgeyo Marakwet, Vihiga, and Kilifi, where we were looking at the state of public participation and public service delivery in those counties from a qualitative point of view. And what we found out was that the process itself is often tokenistic. And so last minute notices, very technical documents. Most of those people in those areas maybe need those documents to be translated into their local language.
For sure.
Limited feedback. So there was a gap between the planning phase and the implementation. So citizens will be consulted during the planning phase. They will say, okay, this is what we have planned, and citizens will give their input. But then after that, silence. Okay, so citizens have no idea of, okay, were our inputs taken into account? And if not, why?
Why?
Or, sometimes it's just a question of telling us why you did not take up ABCD. Is it because of resources or not? And so there was that gap between the planning and the implementation phase. So that feedback loop was lacking. And so citizens felt that their input rarely shaped the outcomes. Okay, but what that did was also, as a result, there've been a domino effect on the sides of citizens. So they've also been cynical. So when they are called for these participation sessions, they also go, but they expect to be given something. So they expect to be given 500 or 1,000 shillings just to participate in something that is actually eventually going to affect the quality of life. Right? And so that's sort of a tokenistic approach from the county. The cynicism from the side of the citizens has sort of led to us questioning the quality of citizen participation in the counties. And some counties have tried to come up with bills and guidelines, like Kipia County, for example, Elgeyo Marakwet, Makueni, and there are some sort of lessons or good practices to pick up. Counties like West Pokot, Kwale, and Baringo showed that participatory budgeting showed higher satisfaction and project ownership in those counties. The public participation law in Elgeyo Marakwet also has sort of tried to set clear timelines and clear inclusivity guidelines. How do we involve women? How do we involve young people? In Makueni County, they introduced something they're calling the project management committees that actually oversee projects in those counties, and that increases the ownership, the feeling of ownership at least. And so there have been some cases of good examples, but ultimately I think the bill that is currently, the Public Participation Bill of 2025 that is currently in the process, will be a good standing point to actually guide counties on how they can do public participation. Because at the moment, it feels like they do it to tick the box.
Right.
Because if they don't do it, then there is a legal sort of implication that somebody might go to court and actually derail their plans.
Got it.
Do you see how national governments, for example, do their public participation?
Oh my goodness!
They print a sort of a section in a newspaper that will be doing ABCD on a certain day.
After the fact,
you can send in your. But how many people have access?
Nobody. These things are very gate kept.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And so some of the things happen and you just hear they already happened and you wonder, okay.
But we
And
thought,
and I think that
Yeah.
is that is a space for civil society to actually come in
and agitate.
instead of causing up a lot
Yeah.
with the government
Yeah.
and making our legitimacy being questioned. I think we need to amplify these spaces and these opportunities and actually interact more with citizens
Yeah.
than government
Yeah,
to make sure that they're actually being engaged and
Yeah.
being informed.
yeah. I hear you. How do we move away from politicizing devolution? I think in Kenya everything is political. We
yeah.
even saw football is politicized. It's madness. Yeah. Is first of all, is it possible to depoliticize devolution and sort of maybe lean more into the socialization of it? What would be the alternatives of depoliticizing be? And what would that look like?
In my opinion, I think
Yeah.
politics has a space, has a place.
Yeah.
And okay, so I'm gonna give an example, and it's a very weird example from Tanzania,
Yeah.
which is where our headquarters are.
Yeah.
And one of the programs we do there is called animation, which is participatory action research. That you help the citizens identify their own problems, and then you also help them come up with solutions to their own problems. And there was one example coming from there, which was that there were a group of people who were sort of finding it very hard to convince a certain official in the village to do something for them.
Okay.
And they were trying to use all sorts of avenues, including picketing and all that, calling for meetings, just trying to convince one person to change their mind and see something from their own perspective. But then one person realized that if they just went and talked to the mother of that individual,
Yeah.
they will achieve the same effect because the person in question listens to the mother a lot.
Yeah.
And so that brings me to this question that, okay, politics is all about power. And so what...
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. And so what are the other avenues? How can we use that to actually ensure that it translates to development? And not in a way that is tokenistic or in a way that is favors one region and sort of disadvantaged other regions, but in a way that, I actually know that person A, B, C, D has the political power to actually make our plans that was actually informed by the inputs of citizens come to fruition.
Yeah.
So you went to citizens, they say they want XYZ, they want a hospital to be built in a certain area, and they want a road leading to that hospital to be made.
Right.
And then you know that a certain person has the political power to make this happen.
Yeah.
It's not that they have the political power to actually, it's not that we want to use their political power to actually bring something new. Okay?
Yeah.
So I think there is a space for both. There
Right.
is a space for to actually use that political power to influence real development on the ground. And there is also a space to actually work with technocrats within counties. For example, we have the directors who stay regardless of the politicians that the governors and the MCAs that come and go. We have those directors that we can work with in those counties. And so how do we ensure that we actually utilize those technocrats who are employed because of their professional capabilities?
Yeah.
How do we ensure that we utilize them? But then we are also aware that their power or what they can do is limited or is controlled by those in the political space. So the governors, who is a political appointment, the MCAs who are supposed to play the oversight and legislative role, but
Yeah.
they are also political. They are elected.
Yeah.
So how do we ensure that we can utilize both avenues to actually see development in those spaces? So I think we cannot close off completely. And even developed nations,
Right.
Yeah. are affected by politics in one way or another. It's just that I think our politics has been sort of tribal.
Yeah.
It's tribal politics, a politics of region, block.
And personal interest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Block politics
Yep.
and all that.
Yeah.
And that's is what is sort of entrenching corruption and nepotism and everything else. Yeah.
Right. So you mentioned Makueni County, and I remember when Kivutha Kibwana was the governor of Makueni, he really was, he was a sweetheart there.
Yeah,
a lot of people did say that he's doing
he's
an
a model,
incredible job.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a model for Ugatuzi working. So let's talk about some of the tools and matrices of successful devolution. What about Makueni government worked back then that cannot be applied in other areas? And do you think, first of all, we should even be looking at a one shoe size fits all situation, given the different dynamics of different regions in this country, as you've mentioned rightfully, some geopolitical and demographic dynamics do not warrant us to sort of copy and paste what is working in one area, but there's definitely things that we can learn. So do you remember during the time of Kivutha Kibwana, what worked during his time, and what are some of the lessons we can pick from that?
At Choweza, we actually had work in Makueni for about 4 or 5 years.
So
that
extensive
work, and we interacted with the prof a lot. Both in our Sauti za Wananchi program, but also Makueni was a member of Open Government Partnership, OGP, which is sort of a global platform that calls for inclusivity, equity, accountability, and transparency and all that.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say worked in Makueni, it's not that it cannot work elsewhere. Are you, and I'm going to use an analogy here.
Yes.
Are you a fan of movies?
No.
You're not a fan of
unfortunately. My producer is.
Okay. So, maybe your audience might relate to this.
Right.
But there is a series called Blacklist. And Raymond Reddington is the main character on Blacklist. And he says, and I'm going to paraphrase him, but what he basically says is that he asked, you know what my problem with religion is?
Yeah.
Man. Like anything that has the potential to be beautiful, man turns it into something
mess
ugly.
It up, yeah.
And so for me, Makueni was a success because of Kivutha. Just the individual, the person he is himself, and the genuine interest that he brought into the space of actually listening to citizens, involving them. And then that sort of trickled down to other areas of their work. It trickled down to other officials working in the county. If you see the person at the top is setting the precedents they are setting, they are calling out corruption. They are calling out for systems that are accountable, that are transparent. Their procurement systems. They used to, during his time, I know at national level, we used to have sort of like that procurement system whereby you can see everything. But Makueni were among the first people to start it at county level, even before the national one was implemented.
Oh, wow. Because I just had, CS Mbadi the other day when he was reading the budget that they are only introducing this public portal for procurement.
So Makueni had one at that time.
Way before his time,
Yes, during Kivutha's time.
Yeah.
And so that genuine concern and that genuine interest of being transparent, that genuine interest of your development plans reflecting the needs of the people in your society. It was a driving force behind a lot of the success that we saw in Makueni. You speak to civil society members in Makueni. We spoke to a number of them when we were sort of documenting some of the success stories coming there. And they will talk about how even the water projects in the counties, how they were not only solved and people were able to get access to water easily, but the sense of ownership that came with it. And what that meant was that people started protecting these projects. If you vandalize these projects, if you mess up with these projects, you are not only dealing with Kivuda, you are dealing with those people in the project management committees who are actually like the common citizens.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to say is that the individual at the top will actually influence a lot of what is happening at the bottom.
Yeah.
If I am not corrupt, if I am transparent, if I am accountable, and there are mechanisms or systems in place to ensure that I am, when corruption happens, and I'm calling out corruption, people will trust me that I'm actually genuinely calling out corruption, and I can actually do something about it, prosecute those who are involved. But if there is even a perception that I am corrupt,
yes,
and I go on national air, national platforms, and I'm calling out corruption, nobody will believe what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Nobody will believe that I'm actually genuinely want to eradicate. So those counties that have done well, counties like Elgeyo Marakwet way back, who have tried to come up with certain policies or systems in place, counties like Makueni, you will notice something about the character of the person that is at the top.
Yeah.
And I think that now is a call for action for us, who voters, to really be careful about whom we bring to these spaces.
That's right. Has the CSO space done a good job in, I guess, educating the public on ugatuzi, do you feel?
There are efforts, but at the same time as well, civil society is also fighting to prove its legitimacy.
Interesting. Why do you say that?
A lot of civil society organizations have been accused of being donor-driven.
Well, accused? Isn't it a fact?
Okay. It is, to some extent, it is a fact. Like, yes, a lot of the organizations working in this space, a lot of the agenda are donor-driven rather than driven by the needs of the people. And so that calls for, and then even the way, when we were in Homa Bay, by the way, in that session, the session by this Civil Society Devolution Working Group, how one panelist actually called out civil society that we are too close to government, we are in bed with government, we do not feel the pain of the local mwananchi. And
so strong sentiments.
Very strong.
Yeah.
And that we are in the business of workshops.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that begs the question that even if we are saying that civil society has a role to play in terms of trying to educate citizens on matters of devolution, yes, we do. But are we trusted? Do citizens believe that we are representing their needs? When you go down to the communities,
right.
How do they perceive us?
Yeah.
Are we coming out as just another elite, another elite group?
Yeah.
But
those are very legitimate concerns, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do feel that civil society has a role to play, but it also has to answer some of these questions that are coming up, legitimate questions, genuine questions that are coming up about its legitimacy. And so, because it's at the end of the day, we want to build trust, and we want to bridge the gap between citizens and governments. Who are in a better position to bridge that gap? Civil society, non-governmental organizations are in a better position to bridge that gap between citizens and their governments.
Right.
But they have to be trusted, and they have to earn that trust.
Yes.
And that calls for us to reflect
Yeah.
and maybe reinvent
Yeah.
how we are operating.
Yeah.
We cannot work without governments. That is true. But we have to know when we are working, for example, with governments, whom are we representing? Yes.
That's really okay. So in your assessment, there's more to be done in terms of educating the public and the masses, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And building trust.
And building trust as well. Yeah. All right. So unfortunately, 1 hour has flown by. I can't believe it. Maybe you'll come next time, will you?
Yes, I'll be happy to.
Sure thing. So even as we conclude our conversation today, it's many things that we've said, but if somebody is to take away takeaways from this conversation, so what are we saying? Is devolution working? Is it progress, or is it a pitfall? I know that's a very generalized question, but you can give us pointers.
It's a mixed bag.
It is a mixed bag.
So I think in closing, I'll say we should look at it this way, that the first decade of devolution was about setting up structures, right?
Yeah.
This second decade, we must focus on fixing those foundations that we set up. Accountability, transparency, citizen voice to be at the center of it all. Only then will devolution deliver its promise of dignity, equity, and improved services for all Kenyans.
Yeah.
We cannot have a conversation right now about increasing resources to counties when we see there is a lot of leakage, there is a lot of corruption, there is a lot of nepotism in our counties.
Yeah.
And we cannot have conversation about that I've been hearing a lot about reducing the number of counties. That has come up as well. But that is sort of what I'll call for me a red herring. It's not the problem. We have 47 counties. Let's say we reduce them to 10. What that does is that the same amount of resources that were being allocated to these 47 counties will be allocated to 10 counties. Just say maybe each of the 10 will now receive a high amount, but that same sort of bucket of resource, that amount will be the same, right? So if we are disbursing, let's say, I'm just going to give an arbitrary figure, 20 billion to 47 counties.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same 20 billion to 10 counties. But what that does is that County A will now be receiving more, County B more, and all that.
Yeah.
And that, what happens is that we'll now have just given more to a small group of people to be corrupt with it, because we'll just entrench the corruption to a smaller group. Now, if 50 people are eating, 10 people will be the ones eating a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And so for me, the question is not about, it's a valid concern that yes, maybe we are too many counties, but I think we are way past that. It's going to be very difficult to reduce the number of counties.
Yeah.
But the amount of leakage, the amount of corruption that is going on, the amount of money that we hear day in, day out has been lost in those counties. We should think about what that amount of money can do for those counties. So for us, we should focus on fixing those foundations: transparency, accountability, and putting citizens at the center of it all before asking for more resources.
True.
Yeah.
If you were to rewrite or to restructure, radical shifts and changes in the devolution model that we have, which areas are you going into?
I think I'll just call for some sort of a radical transparency in the procurement space.
Okay.
Procurement for me is the one area that
Utaki tufaidike na tenders.
Tenders. I think that is one area that it's a
Tenderpreneurs.
loophole.
Yes.
It's a loophole. A lot of the corruptions going to proxies, going to families and all that. It's through the procurement processes.
Yeah.
And you find it's a space where even governors
Yeah.
know that is where the loophole. And I'm gonna quote, during the Devolution conference, the governor of Kakamega County was in the space, and he was asked a question about the procurement. How can they ensure that there is transparency in the procurement process?
Correct.
You won't guess this answer.
What?
His answer was, one of the ways to ensure that our procurement processes are transparent is for us to be open. What sort of... For me,
my days,
and
it's laughable.
He's not stupid, by the way. That is not a... I can't say that he's dumb. That's why he said that. He is not. He is a really
What?
smart guy.
Yeah.
But that question caught him off guard. And for me...
It's very exposing.
Yes,
of
he had no
what-
time to really reflect and think about it.
Yeah.
So for me, procurement is the space that we really need to have some sort of radical changes in how we do procurements.
Got
in our
it.
counties. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we are officially out of time. So maybe your parting shot as we conclude this conversation. Where do we go from here?
I think my parting shot is going to be based on the foundations of what the work that we do at Twaweza.
Sure thing.
So we want to amplify citizen voices. We want to generate evidence so that government or service delivery can be informed by that. And we want to strengthen our civil society sector. But at the same time, what we need to do is to be able to introspect the work that we do in this space, even as much as we are putting our efforts in monitoring what government does, because they are the ultimate service providers, they are the supply, the supply side.
Yeah.
We also have to interrogate our role as civil society
Right.
to ensure that we do not lose track of our mandate to represent the needs and of the people we are representing.
Yeah.
It's sad that our legitimacy is being questioned, but rightly so. And so we need to go back on the drawing board, see that we are actually need-driven, citizen-driven, community-driven. And if there are donors or funders whose work align with those needs and communities that we serve, well and good. But we need to be aware that those communities need to come first and not the other way around. And so that is my call is to the civil society sector.
Yeah.
That for us to be able to hold governments accountable, we also need to be trusted by those we are serving, by those we are representing. And then we can now put on our white hats and confidently go to government and actually point out the corruption, point out the lack of citizen input in the programs. Yeah.
Awesome. Where do people find you? Where do people find Twaweza?
So, like I said, our headquarters are based in Dar es Salaam,
Okay.
but we have offices here in Nairobi and in Kampala.
Okay.
Our offices are in 22 School Lane, Westlands, just opposite Westlands Primary. Our website is twaweza.org.
Okay.
You can go there, visit our resource section in the website, and you will see a lot of the data, a lot of the evidence that we've generated over the years
Yeah.
on different sectors. And you're also free to visit our offices and have conversations about the work that we do.
Sure thing. You don't want to plug your own self? Now that you're a public figure.
It's interesting because if I plug myself, like I said at the beginning, I wear many hats.
Yeah.
If you look me up, Josiah Wandera, what what you'll come across is a lot of table tennis.
Sure thing. We do it all.
Yeah, so
you have devolved functions.
Yeah, so you'll see me playing a lot of table tennis
Okay.
because I've represented the team,
Yeah.
Kenyan team, several times over the years, and so that's what you'll find out. But
Sure thing.
it's a hat I'm happy to wear as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Josiah, thank you so much for the privilege of your time and, honoring our invite. This has been really eye-opening and impeccable, and I hope that we can find some other time to come and talk about things that concern this nation. Juu mambo ni mengi. Mambo ni
true.
mengi ya kuongelelea.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time with Mr. Josiah Wandera from Joeza, East Africa. It's clear that Devolution is a mixed bag, as he's been able to highlight. Really, we cannot say whether it has been doing well or completely bad. We cannot throw away the baby and the bath water. It has to come from us. The solutions are within us. We have to make it work for our good. But thank you again for making the time to choose the Power Morning Drive Show. We'll do this again this Wednesday, same time, same place. We shall be having a conversation about reimagining Kenya's democracy and looking at youth voices that are changing and shaping the narrative of governance, democracy, as well as political processes. We are going to be joined by Jedida Weru, Anyango Adenyo, and Glenn Mwangi from the Africa Youth Leadership Forum from 8 a.m. Wednesday. So make sure you stick around for that as well. But before I let you go, I have to plug you. It is Monday. Of course, I have to. Mimi ni mama kanisa. Lazima niwambie where you need to be this Monday, and happens each and every Monday. Be at Fitness in the Word. We meet at Nairobi Cinema from 5 p.m. all the way till 8 p.m. It's really a time to come and have a good time in the presence of the Lord, get to share in His Word, meet with fellow believers, a time of praise and worship as well. So it's absolutely free. Please, if you want to make your time, if you want to make the best of your Monday evenings, Nairobi Cinema at Fitness in the Word is the place to be. But before that, I have to let you know who is coming in from 11 a.m. Please join in Miss Caroline Murote. She comes in with Shiva Sessions from 11 to 1 p.m. For all things women. And then later on the program, our in-house advocate of the High Court of Kenya, James Wanyoike, comes in from 5 p.m. with Sharia dive on all things law, legalese, and the constitution and constitutionalism and everything in between. So make sure you do catch them for that as well. And for me, I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you so much and goodbye for now.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
I sing this song because of you, because of the love you made me know is true. I sing this song because of you, because I hope that you love me too. Your smile got the best of me, so I'm singing you this melody. And even if this life ends now, I know that I am happy with you. I'm happy with you. I know that I am happy with you. Your smile, your voice, I know that I am happy with you. I sing this song because of you, because when you leave I don't see no one else. I may be daft, I may be young to say that I don't find this love, and I know Just listen to my heart say. Your smile got the best of me, so I'm singing you this melody. And even if this life ends now, I know that I am happy with you. I'm happy with you. I know that I am happy with you. Your smile, your voice, I know that I am happy with you. I'm happy with you. Your smile got the best of me, so I'm sure that this is meant to be. And even if this life ends now, I know that I am happy with you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.